What is up everyone, Shocari here, and today I've got a little something special for you guys. Notable Pokemon streamer Sierra Dawn is hosting a draft league, which I am fortunate enough to be able to participate in. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the concept, a draft league is where we are sorted into groups, and each group takes turn drafting a different Pokemon onto their team, going back and forth until we have all reached the allotted number of Pokemon, which for this league is 11. The Pokemon are sorted into different tiers based on overall competitive usage, strength, and/or versatility, and we are only allowed so many picks from each tier. Afterwards, we will play one best-of-3 match per week, and at the end of the 7 weeks for the regular season, the top 2 players from each of the 4 groups will advance into the playoffs. I am the coach for the Showtime Mr. Mimes, and we have drafted Whimsicott, Charizard, Dusclops, Hatterene, Barraskewda, Gyarados, Duraludon, Mienshao, Snorlax, Archeops, and Jynx. For Charizard, Hatterene, and Snorlax, I have the option to use either the regular or Gigantamax forms every week. For each match, I have the knowledge of what Pokemon my opponent has to choose from and will choose my own team accordingly. However, they have the exact same knowledge and ability. This week, we are going against the Indianapolis Mudsdales, who have drafted Excadrill, Tyranitar, Urshifu Single Strike form, Amoonguss, Arcanine, Melodic, Klefki, Gengar, Kangaskhan, Sigilyph, and Throh. So looking at my opponent's draft, it seems very likely that my opponent will be running a Sand Core of Tyranitar and Excadrill, supported by Urshifu, Klefki, Amoonguss, and Arcanine. I don't expect them to bring Sigilyph, Throh, Gengar, or Melodic. Sigilyph, while having a wide array of support options, has a middling speed tier that makes it slower than Klefki's Prankster ability, while also being easy to KO from most of my own Pokemon. Throh has Wide Guard, which is a strong defensive option, but doesn't really offer much outside of that except for maybe Circle Throw to disrupt me. Gengar can function as both a strong offensive or supportive role, but doesn't have any particular functions that make it a necessity against my team. Melodic also seems unlikely to appear, as it just doesn't do anything to stand out compared to my opponent's more top-tier options. So with my idea of my opponent's team in hand, Whimsicott feels very safe to bring, as my opponent can't really deny Tailwind. Gyarados and Barraskewda feel really good as well, threatening a lot of my opponent's team and having good abilities each to disrupt my opponent. Mienshao has a very large move pool and good abilities to work with that can provide any additional offense or utility I might need. Charizard, Duraludon, and Archeops, and Jynx, all make good cases for themselves. Charizard, if paired with Sunny Day from Whimsicott, can not only change the weather from sand to sun, but also deal monstrous amounts of damage that my opponent can't really deal with. Duraludon doesn't have the most amazing matchup against their team, but if I play it smartly, could actually be pretty useful. Archeops, like Mienshao, has a ton of offensive and supportive options to round the team out to where I need it. It just isn't as solid due to its ability not really offering much for my team. Jynx would mostly be supportive here, but that isn't a bad thing, as it has access to Fake Out and Lovely Kiss, which could potentially win me a game on its own. Hatterene, Dusclops, and Snorlax don't feel good here at all, as my opponent has numerous ways to deny Trick Room or KO my sweeper, potentially even through Protect with Urshifu, causing me to decide to pass on them for this round. After much deliberation, I've decided to bring Whimsicott, Mienshao, Gyarados, Barraskewda, Charizard, and Archeops. Whimsicott provides Tailwind support to allow me to outspeed Excadrill under Sand with every member barring Gyarados, as well as offering Helping Hand support and Taunt to shut down Amoonguss and Klefki. Moonblast helps deal massive damage to Urshifu, and should even one-hit KO it if it isn't holding a Focus Sash. Mienshao has support with Fake Out, Wide Guard, and even its own Helping Hand, with close combat to deal massive damage to most of my opponent's Pokemon. Inner Focus prevents Intimidate from lowering its attack, as well as a flinch from Fake Out on the off chance they decided to bring Kangaskhan. Safety Goggles will help bypass Rage Powder and Spore from Amoonguss, which could end up being huge. Gyarados has Intimidate to weaken my opponent's numerous physical threats, as well as enabling it to easily survive a Rock Slide or Max Rockfall to thereby proc its weakness policy. Waterfall, Earthquake, and Bounce provide all the coverage I need against my opponent, and paired alongside Mienshao will be a solid lead going against almost any combo my opponent leads with. Barraskewda ignores Rage Powder via Propeller Tail, letting it deal massive damage if not outright KO things like Tyranitar, Excadrill, or Urshifu. Psychic Fangs bypasses potential Koba Berry on Amoonguss for a clean KO through Max Mindstorm. Charizard is a strong threat with or without Gigantamax, although I'm electing not to run Sunny Day on Whimsicott to activate Solar Power. If my opponent doesn't have their Sand Duo, Charizard can still deal tremendous damage with any of my Helping Hands to make up for the lack of Sun. But the presence of their Sand Core makes Charizard a bit of a wary thing to bring at least. Finally, Archeops provides just solid overall utility by having a fast taunt and considerable damage output. Lumberry is for a stray Spore or Will-O-Wisp, which then lets Acrobatics do crazy damage. Rock Slide and Earthquake are also solid options, with Gyarados and Charizard being immune to the latter entirely. I was considering Quick Guard, but between Helping Hand and Dynamax, I'm not too worried about potential Fake Out, and Sucker Punch from Urshifu is not nearly as terrifying as Wicked Blow, so I'm not too worried about that either. I didn't bring any of my Trick Room core because it honestly has a terrible matchup here. Urshifu alone is threatening for any of them, or the Sand Lead could easily double up or use double spread moves to KO either my setter or sweepers, rendering Trick Room or them useless. Jinx didn't come for similar reasons, as most of my opponent's options have very good matchups into Jinx, rendering it obsolete. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into Game 1 of our match against the Indianapolis Mudsdales. Alright, we are here with our first battle against the Indianapolis Mudsdales. So, they have brought Excadrill, Tyranitar, Urshifu, Kangaskhan, Amoonguss, and Gengar. So my analysis was pretty close. The Kangaskhan and Gengar I wasn't expecting, but it makes sense, right? So, if that is the case, then we should lead off Mienshao for sure, because it's immune to Fake Out and Rage Powder and Spore, so it'll be very helpful here. And then Barraskewda feels good, because it ignores Redirection from Amoonguss as well, so we just got like 2 for 1 right there. Gyarados also feels good here. And then let's see. I think maybe Whimsicott in the back to provide Tailwind support, should we need it. That sounds good to me. So I'm wondering if that is then G-Max Gengar. You would assume. One would assume it's G-Max Gengar. I think it's safe to assume they're leading Kangaskhan or Amoonguss. Possibly both. Well, if they lead Tyranitar Excadrill, Barraskewda might not survive an attack from Excadrill, but that's okay, because we have the Gyarados for that. Alright, let us begin. Kangaskhan Excadrill. Okay. About as good as I could have hoped for. So that's an easy Fake Out for us into the Kangaskhan. And I don't know if they switch the Excadrill out here. They can switch it into Amoonguss, and that's the only thing that's going to comfortably eat a Liquidation. So, or a Max Geyser, actually. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Because they could easily switch the Kangaskhan out into Tyranitar. Actually, yeah, maybe they're doing that. That actually sounds better. Like, you have the Kangaskhan for Fake Out if you need it. Okay, they are withdrawing the Excadrill. It is Urshifu. Okay, so it's going to take a lot of damage here, actually. And I am more than okay with that. If it has a Focus Sash, I can just max Airstream with Bounce, so I can... That should allow me to outspeed the Excadrill, because of how much higher my speed is. I would assume. Okay, that's fine. That works just as well. That's a free Airstream. Let me look at my stats. My speed is 206. So times 1.5 is 300. Okay, there's absolutely no way that the Excadrill outspeeds me after that. So yeah, that's a free Airstream into Urshifu. He would have to max guard to live, because if he protects or detects, he just faints anyway. They're maxing the Kangaskhan. Alright. Not a great target, if you ask me. That's maybe the worst thing he could have Dynamaxed here. I'm assuming it has like Max Strike or... I don't know if that's Choice Band damage or not. Max Strike to lower my speed, which net 0, or I think it's Outrage, so that would be Max Wormwind to lower our attack. That's not bad. Max Strike. That's fine. You had to double up onto the Barraskewda there, so... like, that's totally fine, because now we can just switch in Gyarados. Gyarados definitely survives whatever's coming next. I'm fine with just another close combat into Kangaskhan, as well as... actually, I'm fine with a close combat. No, I kind of need to double up here. Actually, no, I don't. No, I don't. Okay, yeah, we'll close combat the Kangaskhan. That should KO it, or Sand does. And Waterfall should wreck this Tyranitar. It's protecting, that's fine. I kind of assumed it would, that's, yeah, see, that's totally fine. And I have Wide Guard, so if they go for Rock Slide with Excadrill, who did not get hit with Intimidate, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Actually, yeah, that works out really well. So we'll Wide Guard and Waterfall the Excadrill. Because I can see them going for like a double Rock Slide. Or Rock Slide Earthquake. Or something. Like Iron Head. Okay. Oh, not good. I mean, the Rock Slide does protect us, though. Here's where we can Tailwind. Earthquake should be fine here. It's probably going for another Iron Head. Oh, we outspeed, so that is not max speed Excadrill. That is not max speed Excadrill. That's good to know. So we do outspeed under Tailwind. We should live after oh no, because he got the weakness policy off. Dang. Well, that's GG. Okay, well, we still have another chance. Yeah, I definitely did a lot of misplaying there. That was a lot of misplaying. Okay. Alright, so what's it gonna be now? Does he keep his same lead? It's not like his lead actually worked out for him. I would be fine with... What would I be fine with? I think... me and Shao Gyarados this time. Along with Barraskewda and Archeops. Because the problem with Whimsicott was in that situation we just don't have the damage to do anything, but now we do have damage. We don't need the Tailwind. So... Okay. Let's try this. Let's just see how this goes. Oh boy, okay. Would hate to get 2-0'd in the first week, but it's all the weeks that matter. Okay, so this is completely different. Now here's the question. You know I'm gonna fake you out. So what if I don't fake you out? What if I actually do this? And you Dynamax the Urshifu and go for another play with Kangaskhan. Because you know I went for the fake out on your Kangaskhan turn 1. Right? Like... Okay, withdrawing the Urshifu. Actually, probably should have suspected that. However, this should actually KO the Tyranitar with the close combat. And then Gyarados will be faster going into the following turns. So I think that actually worked out. We don't outspeed the Excadrill, but that's okay because we are calced to survive a hit from it. Or not necessarily calced, but I mean that's with the Intimidate. That was with the Intimidate. So okay, so they're maxing the Kangaskhan again. They really want the speed control that Max Strike provides because they don't have any other form of speed control. So I'm fine with taking this trade. And it was a crit, too. I don't know if that mattered. It shouldn't have mattered. It's max attack me and Shao. 4 times super effective close combat. Like... Yeah, and I can just go for a close combat, max. Geyser. Because Rock Slide from Excadrill should not kill. Yeah, Rock Slide should not kill. Unless that thing's like Choice Banded. Again, he goes for the Iron Head. So... he was must have been predicting the Wide Guard, which is fine. And then here we can do Archeops. Because the point is just weakening things enough. We kind of have to max guard here though, don't we? I don't like it, but we kind of have to. Probably should have done that last turn, actually. That might have cost me the game there. That has to be Choice Band. Right? I would assume. Gonna pretend I can get this off. Now, does the Kangaskhan target the Bearski there? I hope not. Last resort. Ah! That might have done it for us. That might have done it for us. Sucker Punch from Urshi might KO. And you can't use Fake Out. Don't KO, don't KO. Damn. That is unfortunate. That's extremely unfortunate. Well, that was disappointing on my end. I feel like I did good enough prep, I just played it terribly. The Kangaskhan threw me off too, because I wasn't expecting it, because why would you bring that over, say, Arcanine? I mean, yeah, I have 2 water types, but Snarl is such an effective move, and Will-O-Wisp is such an effective move. And with Sand, like... I mean, I guess that makes sense. I should have looked at my Pokemon from his perspective, as opposed to just what he seemed most likely to bring. So that's an adjustment I'll need to make going on. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this so far. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we can not get 2-0'd there. Take care, guys.